Yeah, my name's Si Littlewood, and I'm at Plymouth dBs studying electronic music production, and I'm in year 2. I went to Exeter College and did an NVQ in handcrafted furniture and furniture design, and when I finished that in the summer of '99, I just decided to have a holiday. I had a friend living in San Francisco. Started going to originally Burning Man, always wanted to go, so went there, and then other summer festivals in California. Just sort of within the scene, met people that were, you know, having fun and dancing, but also were part of the crews building some of these stages and big installations with, you know, could be anything, lights and flamethrowers and all sorts on them. My vinyl collection was very different to what was being distributed in the US at the time. So that sort of, you know, I had a one-upmanship with like the breakbeats and sort of acid techno and drum and bass that was coming out here. And I brought a lot of that to the States with me. And that sort of made me a little bit exotic at the time. And I was only 19. Since leaving the US with my family, I've been going back and putting on an event. Everyone comes out for that once a year. This year, I thought, rather than get an international DJ, let's take 2 of the guys that I really respect here, that are moving and doing stuff and are hungry for the industry, take them out with me and make them the international DJs.
I was always just kind of the guy who played tunes at parties back in the day, really. So I was like, oh, I really want to try and get into making music. Just a few things in life changed, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go study at uni. I had the grades from college and stuff, so I was like, I can do it. I managed to get in through clearing.
Me and Dylan actually have been friends for about a year or 2 before uni, so we came together, whereas me and Dylan both met Si at uni, which is quite good. Dylan has always loved drum and bass. I've also loved drum and bass for quite a while, so we connected at a friend's birthday party a few years ago, and then a year later we then started to connect properly and getting into music. He wanted to start doing some DJing. I'd already done a bit of DJing.
Me, Gabe and Si, obviously we do the course together here at dBs. We all kind of had similar interests, so every day after uni we'd just go to the studios, do some mixing, and just we all connected that way.
I felt incredibly excited, confused, because it was so out of the blue. So I was on the train going to work early in the morning, and I got a message from Si, and it was literally just, right, we're gonna go to San Francisco, I'm doing an event, you're coming. So yeah, it was insane. I couldn't really process it for a bit, because obviously I was at work and I had to concentrate on that. So then after I finished work, I was able to really read back the message and understand what was going on. I've never been out of Europe since I was a baby. So the idea of doing that was terrifying, but yeah, incredibly excited. And I think it took a few days for it to properly process, and speaking to Si, really understanding exactly what was going on.
It was pretty early in the morning. I was just in my room and I was just mixing, and then I just had a phone call from Simon. He was like, oh, do you want to come play in San Francisco? I was like, what, America? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really know what to say. I was like, I didn't really know how to react. I was just shocked.
I was up at 3 a.m, 2 a.m, 3 a.m, only got about 2-3 hours sleep before, so I was incredibly tired on the coach up. Took quite a while to get there, but once I was at the airport, that's when, the nerves really started to settle in. I love flying, I'm also terrified of flying, and I've never been, it was an Airbus A380, so it was a massive, 4-engine airplane.
I mean, I was excited going on the plane, because I'd never been international flight before as well, so the free booze every time you asked was like, that was the best bit of the flight. It didn't really click what we were doing, to be honest. We got there and it just felt like we were on holiday, to be honest. And then we actually got to the club. The sound system was great. It looked like someone out of Austin Powers. I came to mixing. I thought I was going to be bricking myself, but to be honest, it just felt like a normal set. And the crowd were they're all engaged. They're there for the music and they enjoy it. And no one's judging anyone. There was people dancing there like I've never seen people dance before, just spinning around in circles they weren't, I don't know if you can call it dancing, I don't know. it was they just move like no one's watching, and I love it. It's great. No phones out, no one's there recording you. They're living in the moment. It's good.
The Americans, they party different to the UK. You know, I find they have a lot more energy. One of the guys that worked there, I did a double drop that I was really excited to play, and he ran straight over and just was like, you need to rewind that right now. And I was quite nervous to play it because it was really intense, and we've kind of been told to maybe try and keep some stuff, you know, not really screechy heavy, but this was one of them, and he absolutely loved it, rewound it. You know, it was my first ever like legit rewind where someone else had asked me to do it, so that was really quite special for me.
They were so chill the whole time. I thought they might have some nerves, and if they did, then they certainly handled it well. And I put myself on the bill. I was going to open early, but then I just thought, I'm going to give these guys more time on the decks. So I did sound check and played a few tunes, and then I just said to Dylan, I said, you know, we were talking about you playing some more liquid drum and bass early doors. He said, yeah. I said, right, let's go.
When sunset came, we drove up to Twin Peaks. Behind you towards the Pacific Ocean, and then in front of you, you've got the entirety of, you know, San Francisco City. And the sun setting behind you at the Pacific, you got all this like golden, purpley, red, all of these incredible colours that I've not even seen, you know, in the UK and even in Europe. You know, it is like a, you know, natural light from the sunset. And then in front of you, you have this, you have Market Street going all the way through the middle, all of these lights glowing, and it's completely flat, so you can see the entirety of the city all the way to, you know, East Bay, and across even to Oakland and things, which isn't even San Francisco anymore. So for me, that was really special.
My time at DBS has been good. Like, I've started my company now, and it's the confidence it gives you as well. You've got people you can ask if you need anything, like how they've done something or whatever, and you've just got a lot of people around you, and in the same mindset as well. Like, I've met a lot of DJs, producers, all people with the same mindset who want the same kind of thing. So it's good to get yourself a good group of people. And yeah, I've learned a lot.
Living in Plymouth, it's a small town. I don't really know many people that, you know, like drum and bass. I was lucky to meet bloody Dylan. So it was really nice to connect with a bunch of people that are so heavily into music, and particularly people that are so into the niches that I like, you know, and that's how me and Si became friends, because we like such similar stuff. We love gaining that knowledge. So then being at DBS, you're learning all of this knowledge as well. So that was great to kind of share the learning, if that makes sense. And coming here is, you know, really refine exactly what I want to know. You know, it's confirming the things that I did know, and it's also disproving any of the, you know, bad habits that I might have had before. And that's why I wanted to come here, was to really refine, you know, my production. I'm mostly excited to, you know, work with Dylan on his Shape Up sounds. You know, the opportunities that, you know, he provides as well as we create together, it's been incredible. I've never had that before.
For me, I think it's just pushing the brand. I want to push it as much as possible. So as much as I love uni, I want to finish uni, and then just spend all my time just pushing the brand and do more and more and more and all that kind of stuff, and then just start up as a label properly as well. That's kind of the goal.